The Niisoo Harmonic Equalizer features 3 different filter modes: low pass, band pass, and high pass, with each mode affecting a different frequency range. Currently, we're in low pass mode, which is going to allow low frequencies to pass while attenuating high frequencies, and it sounds like this. You can hear the highs were cut and the lows were able to pass. Now we'll switch over to bandpass mode. Bandpass mode works by combining both low and high pass filters, resulting in a more mid-focus character. This frequency range gives you a lot of your classic wah sounds. Now we'll switch to high pass mode, which will allow highs to pass while cutting lows. Now we are hearing the full frequency range, and when we hit the shift control, you'll hear the low end go away. So lows have been cut, and now we'll bring them back. The Niisoo Harmonic Equalizer features controls for lower and upper bounds. These allow you to set 2 specific frequency points, which can then be bounced between within any selected filter mode. When in low pass mode, the lower boundary sounds like this. Now we'll bounce to the upper bound to see what that range sounds like. Here's what the 2 extremes of the low pass mode sound like: lower, upper, lower, upper. And depending on which filter mode is selected, these ranges will sound different. Let's switch back to high pass mode now. So in high pass mode, we're currently on the high boundary, which is going to cut all the lows. And as we shift to the low boundary, you will hear that low end come back. So now you can hear we have our low end back, and here is what the range of that low boundary control sounds like. So we're still getting most of that low end, it has just been cut slightly. Shifting back to the upper bound, you will hear a significant cut in the low end. And we can fine-tune how much of that low end we want, for a subtle low cut or for a drastic low cut. Shifting over to band pass, we'll get a combination of those 2 filter sounds. This will give you some of the range of the low pass filter on the low boundary. And shifting to the high bound, we're going to have a lot of the range that we can achieve in high pass mode. And together, this is what it sounds like. The Niisoo Harmonic Equalizer also features a resonance control, or as we like to call it, REZ Control. The REZ Control takes the output of the filter and feeds it back into itself for a more pronounced filter effect. The resonance control works in low pass, band pass, and high pass modes. Currently, we're in band pass mode, and it sounds like this. You'll notice as we shift between frequency points, it's a more pronounced effect. And if we decrease the REZ control, we will get a more subtle shift as we bounce between the two frequency points. And bringing the REZ control back up, we will get that more pronounced shift effect. Another really useful control on the Niisoo Harmonic Equalizer is the shift direction toggle. Shift direction will determine the starting boundary for Niisoo. With the upward facing arrow selected, we will start at the low bound and move to the upper bound. Currently, we are in the lower boundary and will move up and back down. And if we switch to the downward facing arrow, we will start in the upper boundary. And using the shift control, we will move to the lower boundary. And back to the upper boundary. So the shift control just allows the user to select the starting point of the filter and provides a little more versatility. Another valuable parameter on the Niisoo is the latching momentary toggle. This will affect how the shift switch operates. Currently, we're in momentary mode. In momentary mode, you will only hear a shift while you are holding down the shift control. Releasing the shift control will return you to your starting boundary. Now let's check out latching mode. In latching mode, Niisoo will shift from one frequency point to another and remain there until the shift control switch is pressed again. The EQUALIZE control on Niisoo will turn the effect on and off. Currently we are off, and now we're on. The shift control on Niisoo alternates between the lower and upper bound. Currently we are on the lower bound, and when we hit the shift control, it will move to the upper bound. Now we are on the upper bound, and we will shift back to the lower bound. The shift time control affects how long it takes to move from the lower to the upper boundary. All the way down is immediate, which is perfect for recalling two different frequency points instantly. And increasing this control will increase the amount of time it takes to shift. The midway point is about 2 seconds. with this control all the way up, it will take a full 20 seconds to move between boundaries. This is a great way to create intros and outros for both live performances and recordings. And you'll notice that adjusting the time control will reset the filter to whichever starting point you've selected with the directional toggle. So currently we're moving from lower to upper bound, and when we move the time control, it will reset to the lower boundary. Another unique feature of the Niisoo is its ability to use external expression controllers. Currently, we have our expression controller plugged into Niisoo, and you'll notice as we sweep the expression controller, Niisoo will alternate between the two frequency points that we have set. Now, depending on which way the filter direction is set, lower to upper or upper to lower, it will reverse the polarity of the expression pedal. So now toe is completely cut and heel is completely open. And flipping the shift direction toggle, the polarity will be reversed. So now heel is completely cut and toe will be completely open. The sweep of the expression can be dialed in using the lower and upper bound controls. So let's set the expression controller to the heel position to dial in the low boundary of Niisoo. Now let's go to the toe position, and we'll actually warm that up a little bit with the upper bound control. And when we perform the sweep, you'll hear it move between the low and high boundaries that we've set. This will work in all three filter modes. Bandpass mode will give you more quack and more mid-range. So using an expression pedal in the bandpass mode will give you a fully customizable wah. And we can use the low bound control to further dial in our sweep. And sometimes wahs can be a little harsh, so we'll use the upper bound to smooth that out a little bit. And now we have a fully customized sweep on our wah pedal. High pass mode also features expression control. So now all my low end is cut, and as we sweep, we will get that low end back.